I think God's next test for me should be, can he handle a ridiculous amount of money? Yeah, because I've handled heartbreak. I've handled patience. I've handled being the bigger person when I wanted to throw hands. We got enough growth for now. We can take a break. Now I'm ready to handle direct deposit blessings. All right, financial overflow. Miraculous tax brackets. Lord, please test me with wealth. Test me with bought lunch for everyone behind me at Chick-fil-A energy. Let me find out if I'd stay humble with a beachfront property. Let me see if I'd still pray when I got a heated towel rack and a fridge that talks. I promise I won't switch up. I'll still say thank you after every transaction. I'll tithe off crypto. I'll donate in silence and prayer. I've had my wilderness season. Now I'm ready for the wine cellar and home office season. All right, you gave me character, now give me commas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, I have something very important to leave you with today. Israel, Iran, Trump, the trifecta of Armageddon is here at the forefront, waiting to let all of you know what's about to happen next. You see, last night we witnessed a deadline that Trump gave Iran for a ceasefire, an agreement, as Trump has been making bold claims, bold threats, saying it could be taken out in one night. It's been very hostile claims made by President Donald Trump. And things that personally I don't like in regards to violence, war tensions, etc. But at the end of the day, the world is a stage. And what I want to point out to all of you is this. Missiles are currently raining down on Tel Aviv 2 hours after a ceasefire agreement was signed between the United States and Iran. The reason for this is because Israel is not the United States. Isn't that unbelievable? Ladies and gentlemen, what's important for all of you to take away from this is what I'm about to tell you now. This April is a moment in time where I believe a March 2020 style COVID pandemic style announcement will be announced for the world that will drastically change monetary policy to give us an environment conducive for a crypto bull run. You see, in March 2020 during COVID, we saw an immediate declaration of the pandemic, immediate lockdowns and travel restrictions, and that caused rates to go to near zero. Money printers go burr was in effect, and it stimulated the economy. Now, Tel Aviv is being bombed. Energy lockdowns is the narrative. Lockdowns are the parallel similarities to help signal that there is an economic recession coming. But this time it's going to be blamed on Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, energy, oil. This glows with the energy agenda, the climate change narrative. We are going into a new world. Electric vehicles are something coming to the forefront as well. What the hell is gonna happen to Bitcoin with all that energy consumption during an oil and energy crisis? I wonder. I wonder. I don't think it's gonna be the king of crypto for much longer. That's for sure. This is your king. No. I remember when Chris Larson said that Bitcoin needs to move to proof of stake, be more energy efficient. And now we have the perfect environment to prove to the world that Bitcoin should not be on mining. Proof of work to proof of stake. But XRP is going to be the king of crypto when everything's said and done. Tillman Holloway says the utility finally arrived for crypto after 3 cycles of waiting. And the XRP settling Swift is no longer a narrative, it's a real use case confirmed. This cycle is different, my friends, and it's about to be profound.
I mean, we've talked about utility in the altcoin side of things for the last 3 cycles. And, whether it's XRP settling Swift or, you just go back to every narrative in every altcoin as to what their true use case is.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, something we haven't even reviewed on this channel yet is that Ripple Treasury, formerly known as G Treasury, is officially a member of the SWIFT Certified Partner Program. And what does this mean? Ripple Treasury connects direct to the SWIFT network. Corporate users can manage SWIFT messaging and blockchain-based liquidity, RLUSD to XRP in one place. This is not replacing SWIFT, it's integrating blockchain into the world's largest financial messaging system for faster hybrid settlements. This is massive. This is what we've been talking about for years. Ripple Treasury is officially attending SWIFT Sibos in 2026. And while the world is talking about the future of finance, Ripple is building it. Ripple will be showcasing how XRP and Ripple are transforming global liquidity this September in Miami. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, something I want all of you to be privy to is what Raoul Pal just said. Bitcoin should be $140,000 right now based on the M2 money supply, the dollar weakening, liquidity expanding. And Bitcoin is just waiting for a trigger. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm telling you right now. We need a catalyst. We need a change in monetary policy or a global seismic shock of an event like this World War III backdrop we have right now. Are you paying attention? $66,000 was the current price when this video was posted. It's currently $70,000 right now. $140,000 is where it should be based on the liquidity cycle. Raoul Pal doesn't guess, he reads liquidity. Now listen to him tell you himself what he sees.
Weaker dollar is one of the biggest indicators of liquidity as well. So for me, it's all here. It's just a matter of waiting for a catalyst of which to take this all off, because I think the market is currently trading at a discount to liquidity conditions and at a reasonably significant discount. So, if you were to close the gap versus liquidity, Bitcoin should be where we are today. We're around 90,000 as ever, doesn't move. It should be sort of 140,000. So there is a reasonable difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, the fact of the matter is that with a Black Swan event combined with the Clarity Act getting ready to pass, combined with the US government creating the first official banking rules for stablecoins, we need to realize that this is going to pass and the floodgates are going to open. But it's not just that, my friends. Right now, we have Donald Trump, President of the United States, mad tweeting. He releases so much information if you pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, why is Donald Trump showing a video of New York City in 1929, the same year of the Great Depression beginning? He's letting you know that there is going to be a seismic market crash across markets for some reason at some point in time soon. That is not coincidence, that is synchronicity. And you cannot ignore it. Ladies and gentlemen, why did the price of oil spike down? A ceasefire was called, and then almost immediately we see Israel, Iran continue their conflict. That is not an accident. Ladies and gentlemen, 99% are missing the most obvious signs that crypto is about to explode. We have so much going on right now. The Fed just started expansion again for the first time in years, and M2 is ripping to new highs. This is the signal. When central bank balance sheets turn up, global M2 flows up, global liquidity floods the system. Literally every time that happens, crypto goes vertical. The last cycle in 2021, from 4K to 69K. Alts 10 to 100xing is normal, and we are going to get it this time around. This is not a normal cycle. We have never seen this in crypto before, and we've never seen what's happening now in the planet before either. This is not just a bull run. This is a seismic shift of epic proportions of the world stage. This is your last chance to get rich in human history. And I can't stress that enough. There will be the haves and have-nots for the rest of time. And if you don't get out now, it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. If you aren't doing so already, the only way you can protect yourselves from any hoopla, riffraff, and nonsense in the crypto space is with your offline hardware wallets. And I personally recommend your decent wallets down in the description below. Honestly, everyone should have at least two decent wallets. One for recovery, another for storage, or both for storage so you can not have all your eggs in one basket. I highly recommend you get your security protocols in place, because you can literally turn into a Swiss bank account on a USB stick. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, please sign up to Caleb and Brown, as it will be the best brokerage, in my opinion, to help you maintain massive versatility from all these exchanges potentially having maintenance issues, withdrawal issues, liquidity issues. Caleb and Brown is going to be an essential tool in your tool belt moving forward, and the link to them is down in the description as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are days, if not just a couple weeks away from everything changing radically. Days away from the black swan that confirms a change in the macro, and weeks away from the Clarity Act passing. This is where we get wealthy. This is where we get rich. This is where we become the new 1%. We were built for this moment, and our time is now. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.